The pieces to a powerful ring are hidden in nightmares behind each of these portals. Find them and bring them to me, and you'll get your wish. Fail, and you'll find there are fates far worse than death awaiting you here.
Going somewhere? No fair!
You are dead.
The Gold Watchers, sometimes called the Watchers, are some of the many enemies in Dark Deception. They make their first appearance in Chapter 2 and are the main enemies of the level Deadly Decadence. The Gold Watchers resembles a male human partly made of gold and seen wearing white 18th century uniforms complete with a strap, bow tie, and tricorn hat with intricate patterns of gold woven on them. All Gold Watchers have the same look with wide smiles and are sometimes seen saluting. Some of their other poses consist of pointing, waving, shushing, and sometimes brandishing axes. When killing or at one of their stationary poses, their mouths open wide and extend downward, revealing large blocky teeth, and their eyes are narrowed as if they are screaming. Their faces also appear to have cracks in them. Once the Watchers go into frenzy, their eyes will glow red and their clothing turns a dark shade of blue. Their skin will also turn a much darker shade of gold. Some of the lifeless Watchers in the exterior maze are made of entirely gray stone. The Gold Watchers first appear in the Deadly Decadence level as the primary enemies of the Manor map. Unlike the other enemies, the Gold Watchers will only move if the player is not looking in their direction, requiring players to be careful with how often they look away. According to Vince, the Gold Watchers have the most aggressive AI of all Dark Deception enemies so far, especially due to their speed and, similar to the Murder Monkeys, their ability to always be aware of the player's location. Despite their speed, the Gold Watchers always slow down near the player, meaning they can be outran at normal speeds. When stunned, the Gold Watchers will lean back and face up with their hands cupping their heads. Once their stun period is over, they will not move from this pose until the player looks away from them again. Before the first act of the level starts, one Watcher made of stone can be seen saluting on a statue stand. Once the player passes the statue and towards the gate, his laugh is heard. If the player chooses to turn around, the Watcher is watching him. Once the gate is open, if the player turns around to check on the Watcher, he disappears, but never is seen again. In Act 1, 3 Gold Watchers will follow the player through a hedge maze. When they move, they will laugh or growl. The player's best chance to survive is to stay away and look for them, as well as try to get them all together. In Act 2, 4 of them will follow the player around the manor, working the same as before, but the final act, Malik, will join them in the effort to kill the player. After the player collects all the soul shards, 3 Gold Watchers will start spawning at the entrance foyer of the manor, guarding the ring altar. In the final act, a large amount of red-eyed Watchers, approximately 15, will once again follow the player if they look away. In addition, Malik will once again join them in their effort to try and kill the player. During the escape sequence, there are 8 Gold Watchers from the hedge maze spawned when the player escapes, chasing after the player throughout this sequence. 1 Gold Watcher guarding the secret file in the northern part of the hedge maze, and 1 guarding the door that leads to the entrance portal. Once the player reaches the portal in the entrance, 5 Watchers will start blocking off the entrance while a giant Gold Watcher from the wall appears to be staring towards the guarding Watchers near the portal, all while making a saluting position. In order to counter this, they never notice the backdoor entrance, just attempt to go to the right hand side of the portal that will end the level. Bierce warns the player after obtaining the ring piece that the nightmare is collapsing, suggesting the Watchers perish after completion of the level. Not much of their personality is known, other than that they are insane, gleefully sadistic, and love to taunt the protagonist by laughing and even saying psst as though they are trying to throw the protagonist off. One thing we do know, however, is that they want to use the power of the ring piece they have to create more Watchers by bringing the other statues to life by using it. They view the protagonist and any other visitor of the mansion as peasants. This is expressed by several plaques in the mansion stating things such as "Peasants shall serve" and "He who has gold makes the rules." Did you know, like other monsters in the game, the Gold Watchers are voiced by a professional voice actor named Christopher Corey Smith, who also voices Malik, the Clown Gremlins, and the protagonist, Doug Hauser. Their behavior is based on that of the Boo from the Mario games, only moving when the player is looking away. However, they are much faster than the average Boo. Fans mentioned that the AI also matches the AI of SCP-173 from the SCP universe and the behavior of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. All the Gold Watchers were originally made of stone in 2014. In the exterior maze of the manor, there were Watchers made of stone, but those ones don't move except for the one who appears above the portal while escaping, and one who appears in the front of the gate to the hedge maze who is never seen again. Currently, the Gold Watchers, Dread Duckies, Doom Ducky, and Clown Gremlins are the only enemies whose jump scares take place in their map, instead of having a dark background like the Murder Monkeys, Agatha, and Malik. Vince Livings explained in Meet the Dark Deception team that the reason for that was because they found a new way to animate the jump scares in the map without creating unnecessary bugs. One of the secrets in the manor reveals that the ring is being used to create the Gold Watchers. Their axes seem to materialize out of nowhere, as the Gold Watchers can easily be seen without them being wielded. Like most game enemies who move when not looked at, the Gold Watchers simply slide instead of actually walking or running. Despite being faster than the speed boost power and being the fastest enemies in the game until now, Gold Watchers cannot use all of their speed to chase Doug, as their speed decreases more and more as they get closer to the player. When they are in frenzy mode, their skin will glow turquoise in dark rooms. Their appearance may have been inspired by many different 18th century gentleman statues from the colonial ages made out of gold. In Crazy Carnival, the Gold Watchers appear as cutouts among the audience in the circus, along with numerous Murder Monkeys, Agatha, and the Clown Gremlin cutouts.
The pieces to a powerful ring are hidden in nightmares behind each of these portals. Find them and bring them to me, and you'll get your wish. Fail, and you'll find there are fates far worse than death awaiting you here.
Going somewhere? No fair!
You are dead.